Hello. In the sixth and final part of my short introduction to the Baha'i Faith, I want to continue my description of some aspects of Baha'i practice, specifically Baha'i community life, administration, and interaction with the wider world. Being a Baha'i also involves membership of the Baha'i community, seen both as a worldwide family and in its local expression in a particular Baha'i group. To become a member of a Baha'i community requires formal registration, normally on a membership list maintained by the National Spiritual Assembly of the country in which the believer resides. Those who are born into Baha'i families must also at some point register as full members of the community. This is often done at the age of 15, which Baha'u'llah established as the age of social and religious maturity. Specific aspects of Baha'i community life include local and national Baha'i activities, a comprehensive institute process, observance of various events linked to the Baha'i year, and visits to the Baha'i holy places and pilgrimage. One focus for Baha'i identity are the variety of activities organized by local Baha'i communities. Of particular formal importance are the regular 19-day feasts and the commemorations of the Baha'i holy days, but many communities also organize devotional and social meetings, children's, youth and adult study classes, informal discussion groups for inquirers, public meetings and other campaigns for proclaiming the Baha'i teachings. In addition, many Baha'is meet regularly as members of local spiritual assemblies and their various committees. Neighboring local communities may also collaborate in organizing joint meetings and activities, whilst national assemblies and their committees organize national and regional conferences and schools. Many Baha'is also meet each other outside their local communities at institutes and courses of learning, summer schools, weekend institutes and the like, where they can study their religion in more depth. Specialist conferences concerned with specific issues and interests such as the arts, music, education, women, youth, socio-economic development, health and scholarship are also organized. Over the past 15 years or so, many local Baha'i activities have also become subsumed under a comprehensive institute process. Originating in Colombia in the 1980s, as a way of integrating large numbers of new and often relatively uneducated rural Baha'is into the national Baha'i community, the institute process has since spread worldwide. Employing the study of a series of structured workbooks in small groups, the process aims at participatory action and social, cultural and spiritual transformation rather than academic learning. It includes particular emphasis on integrating older children and younger teenagers into Baha'i community life. Turning now to the Baha'i year. Baha'is have their own calendar consisting of 19 months, each of 19 days, for a total of 361 days, with 4 or 5 intercalary days to make up a solar year. Each month is named after a divine quality, such as glory, beauty, grandeur, and so on, and the beginning of each month is marked by a 19-day feast, in which members of the local Baha'i community come together to pray, consult on matters of concern, and socialize. The New Year is the ancient Persian New Year of Nowruz, the New Day, normally on the 21st of March at the spring equinox. The last month of the Baha'i year, from the 2nd to the 20th of March, is the Baha'i month of fasting. The first year of the Baha'i calendar is 1844, the year of the Bab's declaration, so the Baha'i year 170 began at Nowruz 2013. There are also 11 holy days over the course of the year, including the New Year festival, the commemorations of the birth of the Bab and Baha'u'llah and their declarations of mission, the martyrdom of the Bab, the passing of Baha'u'llah and Abdul Baha, and the establishment of Baha'u'llah's covenant of succession. The Rezvan period, from the 21st of April to the 2nd of May, which commemorates Baha'u'llah's declaration of mission in Baghdad, is normally the time at which elections for Baha'i local and national spiritual assemblies are held. Another focus for Baha'i identity and activity are various sites associated with the Bab, Baha'u'llah and Abdul Baha, which are considered holy by Baha'is. The most important of these now are the various holy places at the Baha'i World Center in the Haifa Akka area, and many Baha'is endeavor to make a pilgrimage to these sites at least once in their lifetimes. Some of these places are open to the general public, the Baha'i Gardens in Haifa, for example, having become a major tourist destination. The Shrine of Baha'u'llah at Bahji, close to the city of Akko, is the Baha'i Qibla, the point of adoration to which Baha'is throughout the world turn when they say their daily obligatory prayers. Since the 1979 revolution in Iran, important Baha'i sites in that country are either inaccessible or have been destroyed by the authorities. Now let me turn to the system of Baha'i administration. The various local and national Baha'i communities are structured around the Baha'i administrative order under the overall guidance and direction of the Universal House of Justice. Essentially, this order comprises two branches. First, the system of elected local and national spiritual assemblies, which organize and administer the collective lives of the Baha'is in their communities, and secondly, the various institutions of the learned, an international teaching center in Haifa, appointed individuals at continental and local levels, which are concerned with enthusing and advising the Baha'is. The Baha'i writings frequently emphasize the need for the Baha'i administration to embody a specific spirit and not operate purely as a bureaucratic structure. Thus, Baha'i assembly members are reminded of the spiritual responsibilities of their work, including extreme humility and selfless devotion, warned of the dangers of personalistic leadership and of over-administration, and urged to gain the support and affection of their fellow Baha'is. One key element here is held to be the principle of consultation, which is regarded as an essential means whereby individual voices can be heard and a variety of views examined dispassionately. For Baha'is, genuine consultation occurs when every individual feels able to express their views with absolute freedom, in an environment of mutual respect and fellowship, rather than merely voicing personal opinions and trying to win debating points. There are also appeals procedures for those Baha'is who wish to question the decisions of their local and national spiritual assemblies. Regarding funding for Baha'i activities, this comes from both the Huququllah system, mentioned in the previous video, and the voluntary contributions of Baha'is to various funds at local, national, continental, and international levels. Whilst individuals are encouraged to support these funds as a spiritual blessing to themselves, all contributions are a strictly personal matter, determined purely by the dictates of conscience. Only Baha'is are allowed to contribute to funds supporting the direct work of the Baha'i Faith, such as administration and teaching projects, but non-Baha'is are able to contribute to separate Baha'i funds devoted solely to charitable and socio-economic development work. Finally, let me discuss Baha'i activities in the wider world. There are two main aspects of Baha'i involvement with the wider world: what the Baha'is see as their mission of expansion, and more general social involvement. As to the mission of expansion, all Baha'is are encouraged to promote the faith and gain new adherents through teaching and the proclamation of the Baha'i teachings. This teaching work should be entirely non-disputatious. The central importance of spirituality in this teaching work is much emphasized. Ultimately, it is held that it is only the moral quality of Baha'i teachers which will vindicate the claims of the faith and attract outsiders to it. Some Baha'is spend often considerable periods of time as travel teachers, traveling from one place to another to teach their religion, whilst others pioneer to commence or support Baha'i activities in new locations. There are no full-time professional Baha'i promoters of the faith, although some teaching activities may be subsidized on a short-term basis. Individual Baha'i communities also seek to deepen the knowledge and faith of those who become Baha'is, both through various forms of study programs, devotional meetings, and classes for children and youth. In relation to social involvement, there is now a lot of Baha'i activity in support of the faith's multifaceted vision of social reconstruction, Some elements of this vision Baha'is seek to implement within their own communities, but others they promote to the wider world. Areas of particular concern include internationalism and support for the United Nations, the promotion of religious tolerance and the coexistence of ethnic groups, the advancement of women, the development of education — there are a number of Baha'i schools and at least one college worldwide — literacy training, and socioeconomic development, with particular emphasis on sparking change at the grassroots level. Thank you for listening. I will provide a short selection of sources for further reference and reading in the space below the video.